Welcome to the video rewind for September 2024, brought to you by ComputerLearningZone.com. I'm your instructor, Richard Rost. This is a quick recap of my videos released in August. To watch any of the videos mentioned, just visit my website at ComputerLearningZone.com. Yes, I'm switching formats. The September video rewind, if it's labeled September, it's going to rewind and review August's videos. I used to do the August one at the end of August or the beginning of September, and everyone got confused. So I'm just switching it now. If you see September, this is August's videos. Okay. At the beginning of August, we finished up our Big Button Form series where you can make big buttons on a form and use those instead of picking from a combo box. This is great if you're using tablets and such. We did a video on accidental clicks. You know how it is when you got a button and people accidentally double click the button instead of just clicking once on it, and then it prints the report twice. We'll talk about how to deal with that one. Office Watch released a new article about how the new Microsoft Outlook is not quite ready for prime time yet, so stay away from it. Use classic Outlook. We learned how to use Enter instead of the Tab key to move to the next record in like a continuous form. I did another series on sending email, this time with CDO, or Collaborative Data Objects. It's how to send email from Access without having to use an email program like Outlook. You can send direct to an SMTP server, something like Gmail or whatever. And then I did a follow-up on how to send email just with PowerShell. So that's pretty cool too. So there's lots of options. I learned a new trick, well, it's new to me, about how the mid function can actually double as the right function under certain circumstances. So this blew my mind. I showed you how to load multiple images at the same time for a record. Let's say you got a product and you want to load 15 images for that product, right? We'll do that in this video. I talked about splitting numbers into pairs, and this is if you're using like speech recognition and you want the computer to say a year, for example, like 1972. So we break it up into pairs. It'll say 19, and then it'll say 72, or 2024. Otherwise, it'll say 2024 if you send it a year. Sometimes it doesn't, depending on what you're using. I released Quick Queries 19. If you're not familiar with my Quick Queries series, it's basically where I take all the questions that were sent in to me over the past month or so, and we just rapid fire go through them. Stuff that doesn't necessarily need a whole video on its own. So I got a bunch of cool stuff we talk about in this one. In this video, I show you how to filter a list of records based on date of birth. Usually you see this in like doctor's offices. When you go to the doctor's office and they say, hey, what's your date of birth? You give them the date of birth, and then they can very easily pull you up from a short list of customers, because probably not a lot of other customers will have your date of birth. And I use date of birth, but you can use anything you want. You can use phone number or whatever other number that you get from your customers if you want to shorten that list. I put together a video for my website that explains all the different types of memberships and what the different perks are and what they involve. Because most of the emails that I get from people are like, well, I want to be a silver member, but I also like the Learning Connection. What's right for me? What perks do I get? So if you're a member or you're thinking about becoming a member, check this video out. And if you're interested in learning PowerShell, one of my colleagues, Alex, has been putting together some PowerShell tutorials. So here's one of them on using credentials. So check that out. And that's about it. That's going to do it. That's your recap for August. Videos I released in August. And again, to watch any of these videos, just visit my website at ComputerLearningZone.com, or the short address is 599cd.com. Long story. I got a whole page on it if you're curious. And as always, live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you next month for September's recap.